Hello everybody, this is Louisa from Ellie Paper Studio, and I know I haven't posted anything for the past... Hello everyone, this is Louisa from Ellie Paper Studio, and I know it's been a while. I haven't posted for about 2 months now. I haven't posted any videos or any blog posts or anything in any of my social media on my different social media accounts. And the reason for that, if you follow me on Instagram, you know by now. But the reason for that is because I'll give you a brief history. My husband and I we completed the process of signing up for adoption with an agency we were very happy with. And it kind of happened where I am now pregnant. So, of course, we are still continuing the adoption process. It's something that's very near and dear to our hearts. But with this, there has been morning sickness and tiredness, and I just haven't been able to get into my craft room at all. This is the first night in my craft room in over 2 months. So, with that, I kind of also wanted to do a quick project share of something that I created a really long time ago, actually before the nausea hit. It was, well, right around the time where it started hitting, and I'm glad I completed it then because I don't think I would have done it otherwise. I did always know that whether we adopted or I got pregnant or whatever the case, I've always wanted to have a child journal of either an adoption journal or a pregnancy journal. Now, with a pregnancy journal, obviously it's a little bit different, but I do plan on having this as a downloadable PDF that you can purchase on my Etsy shop if you want to download yourself and build the book yourself, or if you have a 3-ring, one of the smaller 3-ring binders or the snap binders. You can find a lot of different really cute ways of printing yourself at home and creating your own book. Michael's, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, there's plenty of different covers that you can use. Or if you have your own cinch binding system, or even Office Max, if you go ask them to spiral bind it for you, they will do that. So it will be available as a purchase on my Etsy shop for download, but it'll also be available as a physical purchase. So this is my journal that I created for our family, and we don't know the gender yet, which is why it's greens and yellows. And these are some of the ultrasound pictures and some other information that we have already. So it starts with an introduction page, and then how we told the maternal and the paternal family. I've already jotted some notes. I do borrow some information from this website, so I leave the entire website information here so to give them credit. And then there's spots for the nursery. Here I plan on drawing exactly, our nursery room is exactly a rectangular box, so this works out well for me. But if you have a different type of nursery room, you can block off the walls and then just do like a little layout, and this helps me. I'm very visual, and this helps me know what do I need on my furniture list, which is right down here. So then I have a quick to-do task. You can print as many of these as you want. I have my own planner, so I don't need too many of these task lists, but you can do a list of things you want to do, and then a list of names for girls and boy. And then there's a lot of sections on the journal. You can choose to make it less sections. I just like this breakout because it allowed for a lot of pockets. So each section is a pocket page. And then in addition, I added this divider, which I can add pictures to later, or even do some journaling, or just add all kinds of different things. In addition to that is an additional pocket space. So I started with a calendar, and I saw this idea on Pinterest, actually not for pregnancy, but for the baby's first year. Is really difficult because you're having a baby, you're so busy raising the child and making sure that the baby's okay. So you don't really have time to scrapbook every single memory, but if you create a calendar and you can just write quick notes of like A, and then you put down here what happened during A, like first tooth started coming in, or you can write down notes like started teething, or it can now sleep through the night. So if you just keep a calendar type of journal and just quickly write down notes, you can come back to it. And of course you have your phone where you can take pictures of the baby and take periodic pictures of the baby, but you can come back to it, develop all those pictures on your phone or on your camera, and then through the help of this journal, you can actually journal and scrapbook and be a lot more detailed with that. With us, I like the calendar idea because it does allow me to put different doctor's appointments, or a lot of doctor appointments that we have to make, and ultrasound appointments, and then there's trips to, we live in a rather remote area, so we're gonna have to go to about 3-hour drive to go to our closest, and my pets are in the room, so you're gonna hear some noises. But there's just some traveling, some planning that we need to do. So for me, the calendar is a great way to do it, and it also allows me to label each one of the weeks. So like I'll know in July I'll be in around my 20th week and so forth. So it's a really great way. Then it jumps into the first trimester, and again there's a pocket page here, and then this is an individual page per week, and it goes week 4, and they're all labeled. It tells you what fruit the baby is that month, or that week, I'm sorry, and then it has a 3x4 area for pictures, and I have already developed those pictures. I don't have them with me, but I actually have developed them. So it's a great area. You put your picture of your belly or your belly shot, and then there's milestones, cravings, aversions, symptoms, and then on the bottom there's a cute little notes of what's going on that week. So like hands and feet are starting to form, blood circulation is more pronounced, face starts to develop. You also have an area for the weight and the belly and the date that you were in that actual week. So this is a great idea for keeping track of everything. I've already forgotten even some of the stuff that I've gone through, so it's interesting to read back what's happened. So then it jumps into the second trimester, and it's the same for all the pages. It keeps going, and I use my home printer, which sometimes cuts off on the images, but if you want to take it to Office Max, you can do that as well. And it's actually not that expensive to print, because even though it's pretty bulky, it uses 8.5 by 11s cut in half, and then it does front and back. Then it goes into the third trimester, and pretty much the same with all the pages. But again, each page is different because it tells you a little bit about what's going on that week. And then finally, it goes into the ultrasound week in this, or the ultrasound section, and again, another pocket page. And I really like this area because you get with this, I think it's 12 different ones. I'm not sure that you get that many ultrasounds taken when it's a regular pregnancy. Ours so far so good, so it is regular. We have one more because of the way we started everything, but I wanted to add ample area and space in case you do have more ultrasound appointments. And then you get to paste a picture of the ultrasound, and then you get to put what week, what date it was, who was there, where it was, what you saw, what you heard, and then just notes. And then so it keeps it in a really great way documented for the baby once it's born, and once they're grown, they can actually go back and look at their development. And then there's the final section, which is the list section. And again, another pocket page with the same dividers. And then these are just useful lists that you may find useful for you. So this is for a registry list, and there's 2 columns for must, and this one's must have. And then there's these circles where you can check off once you get these items, or whatever kind of system, or once you've registered for them, you can check them off. And then once you do receive them, you can cross them off. And then this is the nice to have. So then you have 2 very good list areas. And then this is for whenever, if you do a baby shower, you'll see that people will want to do or even you're receiving gifts, someone will be taking notes of what the gift was, who it was from, the date that you received it. And then here's a section for thank you, so that way you can check off if you've sent the thank you note already, or if you haven't, or if you've mailed it, you know, whatever mechanism you can do. A check mark for when you've created it, and then an X on the check mark when you've mailed it. And then again, the gifts received continues. And then here is a useful information for healthcare providers, where you can write down all the information of those healthcare providers. And then a final page for notes. So it is in green. The actual theme of the entire album is in greens with these really pretty sketch little items. And the reason it's in greens and yellows again is because in case you want to start the journal before you know the gender of the baby, you can. So then I've used some floral paper and some gender neutral baby paper, like for instance is this one. And I really love how it turned out. And then in the front, I just kept it really simple. It just says Baby N's Pregnancy Journal. So this is my pregnancy journal. I hope this inspires you. Like I said, I'll put a link on my Etsy shop on the listing once that is available for download. I hope you enjoy this, and thanks for watching.